BJ Mafia, what's poppin'? So Jags fans, today is May 3rd, 2023, and the Jaguars have been extremely busy these last 2 weeks preparing for the draft, and Jags fans like ourselves, we've all been through a roller coaster of emotions these last 2 weeks, wondering who the Jaguars were going to select at 24 overall prior to trading back to 27 overall. And the Jaguars clearly went in the direction of value and adding depth as they consistently traded back and added 13 players in this year's draft class, which is something that I can definitely respect, even though I did want to add a lot of other blue chip talent like a lot of other Jaguar fans out there. But Jags fans, this video is clearly not about the draft. I already talked about the draft in a full video. If you guys want to watch that, I will go ahead and link to it up above. This video is about our quarterback, William Trevor Lawrence, aka Mr. Sunshine, the prince that was promised, whatever nickname you have for him. This is clearly another attempt of the NFL and the national media clearly not respecting the Jaguars, Jaguar fans, our quarterback, and really not giving us any respect, even when we go out there last season and we go wire to wire with the eventual Super Bowl champions 27-20 and losing the divisional round at Arrowhead Stadium. Kyle Brandt of Good Morning Football put out the most blasphemous NFL AFC quarterback tier list that I've probably seen in my entire life. This had to have been for clicks. This had to have been for a troll, and I mean no disrespect to him because every content creator, every journalist, every analyst is going to have their bad takes. This is horrendous, this take, and if you guys didn't see it, I'm not going to play the clip, but I will put the graphic up on the screen because this was literally just this morning and I had to come out here and make a reaction video talking about it. So let me put this graphic up on the screen and let's actually kind of talk about this because Kyle Brandt in Tier 1 had Patrick Mahomes, and obviously Patrick Mahomes is in a class all by himself. I completely concur. Tier 2, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Tier 3, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Tier 4, Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. Tier 5, Jimmy Garoppolo. Tier 6, Kenny Pickett, Mac Jones, Tua Tagovailoa, and our very own William Trevor Lawrence. Go to Tier 7, we got 3 AFC South quarterbacks in CJ Stroud, Will Levis, and Anthony Richardson. Jags fans, this list is absurd. This list is a joke. This is an abomination. I'm sorry, there's just no other way around it. Let's go ahead and actually talk about this list though. So Tier 1, like I said, Patrick Mahomes, I completely concur. Patrick Mahomes is in a world of his own. Nobody touches his talent and what he's done in his short time in the NFL. He's going to be an all-time great quarterback. Tier 2, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. Let's talk about Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't explode onto the scene until year 3 when he landed Stephon Diggs and he was really instilled into that offense and really grew into the NFL game. Josh Allen has played in an AFC championship game, so I will give him a lot of credit for that too. But Josh Allen really has not done much otherwise. Even though he's a phenomenal quarterback, he's a great dual threat, Josh Allen definitely has his inconsistencies. Then you talk about a guy in Joe Burrow, who Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow go back to their national college championship days at LSU, at Clemson, and Joe Burrow's a phenomenal quarterback. I have nothing against Joe Burrow at all. He's played in the Super Bowl. He went wire to wire with the LA Rams prior to losing that game. And if it wasn't for Aaron Donald on that 3rd or 4th down, if I remember correctly, the Cincinnati Bengals probably win that Super Bowl. But the thing that you've got to look at with those guys is Joe Burrow's had a plethora of weapons since coming into the league. He's working with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon in the backfield. And then you look over, like I said, with Buffalo and Josh Allen. He's got to work with Stephon Diggs, one of the better wide receivers in the NFL. Trevor Lawrence is in that Tier 2 if you ask me. And yes, I am not as objective. I do have the teal-colored sunglasses on because I'm a homer and I'm going to support my quarterback. But what Trevor Lawrence did to assert himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, there's no way you can't have him in this Tier 2 list if you ask me. Trevor Lawrence, his rookie season was in an abysmal situation under one of the worst and most toxic environments in all of football under Urban Meyer. The Jaguars won 3 games that season. Trevor Lawrence that season, 12 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, and only threw for 3,641 yards or something around that number, 3,640 something. And then Trevor Lawrence this past season threw for 4,113 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, because after an amazing regular season where weeks 9 through 17, Trevor Lawrence was the best or a top 2 quarterback in the entire NFL, where he was leading the NFL essentially, or top 2, top 3 in completion percentage, yards, touchdown to interception ratio, quarterback rating, everywhere you look, every advanced analytic, Trevor Lawrence, you put the tape on, he was right there in that Tier 2 quarterback listings and rankings. And then even when you go to the postseason, He came back down 27-0, which a game I had the most pleasure being in attendance for, the greatest Jaguars game I've ever witnessed in my entire life, the third largest comeback in NFL history. We come back down 27-0 on the LA Chargers. After the Jaguars had thrown 4 first-half interceptions, Trevor Lawrence comes back with 4 touchdowns in the second half, and then he goes wire to wire at Arrowhead Stadium with Patrick Mahomes, who was on a hobbled leg. But he went wire to wire with them, and Trevor Lawrence put the team consistently on his back. He deserves to be in that tier. And then moving into tier 3, the only guy I would consider bumping up there is Lamar Jackson, who's been an MVP with his second year in the league, and he's one of the more dynamic and prolific players in the game today. I'm happy he got his bag. Take a look at Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert just lost to the Jags twice this year, and he lost to Trevor Lawrence after blowing a 27-0 lead. He's a phenomenal quarterback, but he's choked under pressure plenty of times. Aaron Rodgers, while he's won 2 out of the last 3 MVPs, he just had one of the worst seasons of his career, which says a lot because it's still an amazing season for most people this past season with the Green Bay Packers. Let's see if he can adjust to the New York media. Dangerous Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson. There's no argument needed for these guys. I don't even need to go into depth with it, especially after what Deshaun Watson did this past season, 7 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. Let's see how he bounces back. Jimmy Garoppolo. Game manager Jimmy Garoppolo, nothing to argue about there. Kenny Pickett, I don't need to discuss. Mac Jones, yeah, he's been a Pro Bowler, but also, what's his face? Tyler Huntley was a Pro Bowler also. Tua Tagovailoa, when he's healthy and he's not concussed, and I do pray that he does stay healthy because I do think he's a good guy. He's a very good quarterback, but he's not Trevor Lawrence. Then you move down, like I said, CJ Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson. We'll see how these guys pan out. Jags fans, I just wanted to come in here and vent and rant because that list is absurd. There is no argument for Trevor Lawrence not being a top 2 tier quarterback. He is right there in that upper echelon of quarterbacks. He's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. There's no doubt in my mind about it because Trevor Lawrence is truly a generational prospect, and I think he's going to assert himself into that top 3, top 2 conversation this upcoming season in the NFL quarterback race. But Jags fans, I just really wanted to come out here and vent. Like I said, this was just something that really was weighing heavy on my mind, and I wanted to come out here and talk about today with you guys. And Jaguar fans, there's going to be a lot more Trevor Lawrence propaganda this offseason. I've got a really special video coming out for you guys in the next week, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. But Jags fans, I also want to know where you guys would rank William Trevor Lawrence in the quarterback ranks in the entire NFL. Like I said, I personally believe he is top 5. But Jags fans, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me in the channel out tremendously. And if you guys are new here, consider hitting that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Jaguars content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me on my socials, especially on Twitter. I'm very active and I'm on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But Jags fans, thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ. I'm out, y'all. Go Jags, baby. Peace.